let's have a look. 1055, not fastest ever, but we'll see how it compares. 9th, yeah, a long way down. Good second hour where I'd normally be. Let's see how far off we were. Actually, yeah, a second would actually put me on pole, annoyingly. Hey ho, is what it is. Let's have a look, let's see how we get on. Alright, there we go. Race strategy, 1 stop, 25%, so 1 mandatory pit stop. There we go. And on the grid, still got quite a handful behind as well to play with. Only issue with it being a open race means it really could be anything. You don't know quite the level of who you're racing against. A pretty good start, got lift off that. Not a good start in terms of having to lift, not ideal. Seems pretty clean actually into turn 1. Got one alongside, so we'll just try and miss out on whatever's going on behind us. There's certainly an instant back there. Might see a safety car.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed. VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
A penalty for doing absolutely nothing. Not sure what I've done that. Seems as though he's behind me by like 3 places. Will you piss off?
Yellow flag.
Just go around final corner. Right, let's settle into a bit of a race routine. Let's see what happens. People pitting behind already must have taken damage. I'm not sure what's happened behind that. A lot of people picking up 5-second penalties on that first lap, which I certainly wouldn't expect usually. As we see Valient going to the turn a little bit deep. Not going to use too much ERS at this point in the race. Let's have a look. Just a little bit of pull there from the curb, trying to avoid that. Stops getting pulled in. Go new fastest lap up there as well. That's actually pretty rapid for race pace. Let's burn a little bit of this engine.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Try and build that gap behind there. 2.5 at the moment. Obviously everyone's got to stop. Also get DRS as well. Certainly looking for a fastest lap person here. got a little bit of slipstream there, and DRS should just fly straight by. Not much he can do about that at this moment in time. Although there is quite a hefty undercut here as well, so he may well go for the undercut at the pit stops. Just try and pull out that 1 second gap if we can, as we go purple in the middle sector. If we can manage to get that 1 second, it's going to prevent a little bit of DRS vulnerability down the main straight. No, he's definitely going to have it, so we're going to have to fight a little bit here, use a little bit more ARS than would have liked at this point in the race, just to defend. Yet again, he's going to have it again into turn 3 as we go down the next straight. Wow, he's pretty close there. There you go, DRS open again on him. He's going to come absolutely flying into this next turn. I hope he goes deep personally. Oh no, he does break out of it. No, he doesn't. He actually goes into the back of me.
Green flag.
That is literally the definition of a dive bomb. So quite happy for him to probably take his front wing off there. I guess didn't actually clip it in my review mirror at the time what happened, but he certainly had a good dive up. Cost himself the position. A couple of positions there. He's dropped right down. Presumption he'll have to box pretty early now for the medium tyre. So I think we'll take these soft tyres as long as we can. Just try and keep out of trouble. Currently sat P3, 4 seconds behind P2. Actually, me and him do both have a 5-second time penalty. Still not sure why. I believe someone hit me from the back during the safety car. Bit weird. Those behind obviously don't have penalties, so I need to pull 5 seconds on them. Although the LG84 behind in the Ferrari is starting to close that gap down slightly.
Okay, gap ahead is 4.3 seconds.
Down from pretty much a full grid, down to 14 runners now at this point. Now had a few retirees.
Okay, the car behind is catching you by 0.5 a lap. 0.5.
Nice of the race engineer to tell me that the car behind is gaining by 0.5 a lap when he's gained 0.2 in the last lap. Very spot on work there by the race engineers. They're absolutely useless on the game. Anyone who just plays the game, or doesn't play the game and just decide they want to get it, ignore the race engineers, although don't do what I've just done, because that's how you give a position away. So now I've got to go chasing back down for that podium. And now defend as well from a Williams behind, who I believe is the same Williams that actually went into the back of us before. It's going to get highly entertaining. 5-second penalty will serve in the pit stop as well, so got to be prepared for that. If we do start to get stuck in traffic, we'll also use that for our...
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Guys, just got to put some absolute faultless laps in now. Just try and solidify the position before the pit stops. Any time now these guys could dive in.
We're trailing our teammate by
We are at a
8.9 seconds.
disadvantage because those around us do not have penalties. Again, don't actually deserve the penalty. Really pissed me off, to be completely honest. Seems I did absolutely nothing wrong. He hasn't learned from last time, has he? Back off. There we go. As we say that, the position of the lead has changed, and Stepper has now jumped down into P2. Now he does have a 5-second penalty, but he is 8.8 seconds up the road as well, although we seem to be reeling them in as we watch.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.0 seconds.
There we go, as we say that, within one sector we've taken
Push
3
now.
tenths out.
We're boxing this lap.
Oh, excuse me. There we go.
Pitting this lap
And
then.
just
Come into the
confirm that.
pits at the end of this lap.
Pit stop for the end of this lap. Let's have a look at the tyre wear. Actually looking pretty good.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
There we go. Come on, let's push. As we see the blue line for the pits, so we dive down, round, and that is it. We are into the pit lane for pit stop 1 of 1. As our no, is not the teammate, is it no good? It's a bit like a teammate, if I'm honest. So 5 seconds front wing change. Not entirely sure why I need a front wing change. Last time I checked, my front wing was all good. Very, very odd indeed. Now that Renault coming round is on the hard tyres. He has been pretty much
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So his hard tyres, 1 will be slower, and 2 he's already got some laps on there. So just puts comfortably ahead of him, and he shouldn't be that competitive on them, or we'd hope. 11.6 to the car in front now. The 2 Mercedes in front both.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
As a stepper from P1 got overtaken, dropped down P2, is now in P8. Obviously has had an incident. It is actually our teammate as well. As we go a little bit shallow into that corner. There we go, as we come round and try and get a representative lap on these medium tyres now, as we settle in for the last sector of the race. 8 laps to go, as the rest of the field pretty much take their pit stops. We'll just have to see where they come out in relation to ourselves. Jumps us 3 places up to P6 again. The 2 Mercedes now in P4, P5. Both
the gap to the car ahead is 9.4 seconds. The gap to the car behind is 2.6 seconds.
So those 2 Mercedes look like they are battling on the track. They're less than 2 tenths apart, and well, it could all come to misery. Could be a repeat of Spain in 2016 between Rosberg and Hamilton. Would be quite nice for me right now, although they have got a pit anyway, so it's not really a threat. If they did double stack as well, that would ruin the race of whoever is in the second position at the time, as we see only one of them dive into the pit lane there. So first the Mercedes in. There we are, as he drops down. So P4 looks like the relevant position for this race, where we'll probably come out after pit stops. Danny Palou in P3, 13.4 up the road, so he has got quite some distance. As we say, Peng Yin 1.7 behind. He's closing that gap down. Here's the other Mercedes going to bail into the box. I'd expect him to. The time is now losing. He's lost 2 seconds on that lap to us. As he box, let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. As he jumps into the box. Very good that he didn't double box, double stack with his teammate. He would have lost about 5 seconds minimum with doing that. As he goes onto the hard tyre, which is a very, very odd call at this stage of the race. So we've got 15 seconds to the car in front. Oh, that's just dropped 13.2. Very odd. Might have been a little mistake there potentially, or a timing board error. So we have 5 laps to go. Just got to fend off Peng Yin in the Williams behind. It's just sticking around that 2-second mark at the minute. As we just get a wheel out, that is not going to help our race. Try and not spin the tyres up, but that has just destroyed the race. Not ideal. Right, so let's reevaluate. Let's just get back on and get some laps back in. So Renault now ahead on those used hard tyres, so we should have more performance. It's 2.4 at roads. We just get back up to speed. We'll see where that settles. I'm going to guess it'll be around the 3-second mark by the time we do get back up to speed. As we'll start reeling him back in. We want at least that P6 back.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
As target now for this race. So first job, getting to the DRS within a second of him. Got 5 seconds clear of Dudu in P8 in the Alfa Romeo. As we see the Renault just go a little bit wide there, so we take nearly a second out of him through one corner where he makes a mistake. Very possible that many can make mistakes. There we go, just where we went off on the last lap, touched into the gravel. It does look to be a bit all over the road, so we're now within DRS, ready for the main straight. If we can get a good exit off this final corner. As he's really struggling there on those hard tyres.
We're only a second away from the car ahead. Let's see if we can use DRS to pass him.
I think we'll be a little bit cautious here.
Gap to teammate behind is 25.4 seconds.
Get a little bit of a tank slapper. There we go. Off we go again. That's P6. Fairly easy there. Just had to buy him a time with him being a little bit all over the track, although we keep getting a little bit of spin, which is not ideal at the minute. Back end not quite as stable as I would like. 3.3 to the car in front. I certainly got my eyes set on him. Would be a second a lap to close him down. That second lap could quite easily come down, but trying to get past him as 3 laps and 3 seconds to find could be easier said than done. see do there, P8, just picking up a 3-second time penalty. That'll be for corner cutting on a couple of occasions. As we struggle to try and close down Harvards in P5. I do think it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but if we can keep this P6, I will be happy. Those hard tyres behind seem to be sticking up pretty well, considering. I think he's had them on since lap 2.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Ooh, didn't mean to do that.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
So 2 laps to go, 1.9 to the car in front, only 0.6 to the car behind. Gotta keep my foot in. Not much left to fight with, 1.6 to the car in front. Keep it clean. We could get this overtake done potentially on the last lap if we line it up right within the 1 second barrier for DRS. If we can keep it for the start finish straight, try and close him down through the corners. Really want to be within half a second to benefit from that DRS up the start finish straight. As we surpass that half a second,
keep managing your tyres.
Barrier that
Manage
was
your
the
tyres.
target. There we go. So DRS. Not much he's going to be able to do.
This is
down
your
here
final
into
lap.
turn 1.
Final lap of the race.
As he really does squeeze there. That's really not allowed. And that is just no. That would be instantly getting a place. If it were league racing, that would be gifted to me for that. That was moving under braking initially, and then followed up by just bad race etiquette, not giving them space into the corner when I was very clearly there. That would be a 10-second time penalty, which would put me back up into that position. Obviously I can't actually do that on this, which is annoying, but I certainly would if I could. Yeah, so only P7, but again, that would have been at least P5, if not more. If not for that, and if not for the contact earlier on when we were hit, I think we would have been looking around a P3 in Austria. Now I have set it up to, I think it was 6 or 7 different races in a row, all one-shot qualities with 25% race distances, so there are going to be a few coming up. Can't remember what order I've put them in. There we go, as you see the stand-ins, we would have got P5 if within the league. It would have got a 10-second penalty. Would have booted us up, back up into P5 there. I will be reporting it, although we did come away with fastest lap there as well, which I was unaware of actually, getting in that's fastest by 0.2 to the next quickest, so that's nice to see. I'm going to change the corner cut into strict as well, see if we can get a little bit cleaner racing. with it being a live online race as well, not only do you not know who's around you in terms of drivers, you've also got drivers coming and going in and out of the sessions. So every race we could have something a little bit different to have a look at. Okay, so the next one is Brazil. Now I am just going to... Where is race settings? Put that on strict. Yes, that is on strict now, for corner cutting. Might just make it a little bit cleaner. Yeah, happy with all settings there, as we are the host for this session. And if I ready up, hopefully many others will start to follow the trend. There we go. Got 16 drivers on the grid. Those ones highlighted in red have left the session. Anyone I do see causing issues as well on multiple occasions will be kicked from the session. So, like Harvard, he's had 1 strike, and Penying as well. He's dive bombed out 3 times on myself. I don't know what else he is on that lap. Hopefully they'll play it a lot cleaner on this next one, but if I do see it, I will remove them from the session. Advantage of being the host, I suppose. There we go then, let's have a little look. Let's get set up on before we do anything else. Where are we? Brazil, there we go. Brazil setup. Let's just have a little look at the setup quickly. Yeah, happy with that. So, one-shot qualifying at the circuit in Sao Paulo, where Max had an absolutely amazing run back in 2016 in the wet, where he managed to catch literally the car in the rain, and it was absolutely amazing save. I think he came home P2 that day, I might be mistaken. It was a long time ago, and honestly I haven't watched it back. One of my favourite watches when I did watch the race. I believe the red flag was brought out on that day as well for Kimi Raikkonen crashing on the start finish straight into the pit wall. The lap seems to be coming together quite nicely here, to be honest. So we go purple in sector 2. Did we get the lap? I think we did. It went purple in the bottom left on the minimap. I think we got pole position at Sao Paulo. There it is, confirmation. Pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. we go then. So we take up our pole position, and very simple race strategy, 9 for 9, soft and then medium. So we're quite happy just sit there on pole, no formation lap, as we see an entirely full grid behind us. A few of those times might have been deleted for breaking track limits, so we'll certainly have to play it safe. 5 lights, lights are out, very quick lights there, off we go. We've got the start on everyone else. Can we carry it round into turn 1? Yes we can. Can we get around cleanly is the next bit. We are through the S's, apparently collision I've been involved in. It's all new to me. Let's take 1.1 out of the car behind it. There we go.
Safety car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace.
Already.
Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
A little bit silly to go in now for mediums, although they would go to the end. No point battling with all that traffic when I've got nice clear air. So I think what we'll do is we'll sit nicely behind the safety car and hope for another safety car later on in the race, or a VSC, and then we can stop under that, which would be absolutely perfect. A little bit annoying because I did have 1.1 second lead. As we come round, I'll pull up behind the safety car. So we are...
The safety car is waiting for the leader. You may overtake it. Overtake the safety car.
Past safety car, why? Eh? Alright, so the game is glitched. Yeah, game is definitely glitched, but I don't think anyone else has clocked onto it yet. So, while they haven't clocked on, we'll get some distance under us. Not sure how the game is glitched. So we're running P2. We're 1 minute 16 behind, although we were leading, which is just bizarre. It's got to be a glitch in the game. So you know what? We'll go and put some fast laps, shall we? Nothing better to do. In fact, I'll even go into rich on this next lap while we're trying to catch the safety car. The advantage we've got with also being P2 is I'll be able to overtake all the other cars and yeah, not be a lap down. Looks like he's actually gone in to switch his tyres, unless he did start on the medium. I don't think anyone else realises that they are all out of position. Not that I'm overly complaining having a 48-second lead, it just means a bit of the battle's gone, which I was quite looking forward to while I was leading. I'm not actually going to get to set this fastest lap either.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Advantage being, one, I'm going to have very warm tyres, but number two, I've got a second lead, and these are all going to be ghosted. Or so I thought.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Yeah, so these are all ghosted, so I can actually drive through them. So it is a bit of a glitched lobby, but you know what, for the sake of it, I'm not going to complain. I've now got 6.3 to the car in front to go chasing after. So I've got one person to race against. I've just got to go and find him. I think everyone's a little bit confused to why I'm able to drive through them, but I don't think they've actually clocked on to the fact that it did say overtake the safety car. It did very clearly state it as well.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
So he goes fastest, but we are closing him in. This is one guy who's really going to be annoyed with it, but I can't get taken out by him, at least on this occasion. See multiple people now starting to pick up 3-second penalties around us for corner cutting. Obviously changing it to strict is more like actual league racing, and yeah, catching a few of those guys out already. Advantages, I don't need to move out of the way of Penying. So he goes faster again. I'm going to try and beat that myself.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Now the only disadvantage there is I do think he's still to pit, which means he'll be on the softs at the end, although a little bit of DRS help now as well. I think he's a little bit confused to why I'm able to drive straight through him. There is someone ahead still in a racing point that I haven't lapped as well. See the racing point just going around the next corner. On one side there is no threat from those around to have an incident. On the other side it destroys a little bit of the racing, especially as we were P1, which is a bit annoying. So now I'm to try and close that gap down. There you go, he's in for those soft tyres. Now it's time to push. I haven't got much left to push with.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
So we'll pit a lap earlier. Other thing is we can also try and rely on him picking up some more penalties. the line, there it is. So we come into the pits, there we are. So a lap earlier, no pit stop traffic then to play with as such.
Complete, go now.
So we head back out. Where is he? He's just gone through. He should be quite well ahead.
Look
really.
after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
So yes, he shouldn't have ever been in that P1 position. We should have had it. I don't know why it allowed it, but the fact that nobody else followed us through when the safety car was telling us to drive through means, one, they weren't checking the messages at the top of their display, which is their own fault, and number two, it means I'm now a lap ahead of the majority of the field. So this P2 is pretty much secure, unless we total the car. See Penging, the 5-second penalty. He's quite good at picking those up at the minute. Now we've had 2 warnings. Next warning,
this pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
So we've just got to keep it clean. Hope that the leader picks up another penalty or 2. Would be quite good for our race. And would actually probably put us back on the top step, because he doesn't seem to be able to overly pull away, even though he's on the soft tyre. So we're catching the back markers yet again, and again we're going to drive straight through them. So otherwise, one, it would be a nightmare, and two, they're ghosted anyway, so there's no risk to us. There we go, as we power up the main straight. These guys all got DRS for me, which is quite nice as well. A little bit of an advantage. The fastest lap as well that carries us to, which on a medium tyre is very surprising. Obviously DRS did help there in that last sector. .2 to the car in front. He's going to know that we are coming. Just got to keep it clean. As I said, one more corner cut would be a 3-second penalty for ourselves, which would not be ideal. There's 6.3 to the car in front. We are definitely closing them in. There's quite a few there still pitting now, as we see on the Delta. P3, P4 pitting, P5, I'm guessing he's still got a pit as well. They're all on the softs. They all started on the softs. There we go, teammate in the pits. Not sure exactly where the teammate is running, but I'm going to guess it's just inside the top 10, based on the fact he's pitting now and looking around the track map. It's like positions sort of 7 onwards, pretty tightly packed. I think that's the big bulk that we drove through that we'll go to a couple of moments ago. See a lot of position changes there happening now that these pit stops have taken place. Racing Point is still there in P3. There's 6.3 roughly to the car in front. He's still got a 3-second penalty looming. We've got one that could potentially pop up at any time if we do misplace a wheel. But question is he going to pick up another one, which would bring us right in contention. So we go fastest first sector, for personal best, sorry, per first sector, to apologise. See P3 there, pick up another penalty, going up to 9 seconds on corner quint. That might just give his race away to P4.
The car behind has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre.
One thing that's quite interesting is the leader has not managed to pull a gap since going onto these soft tyres at all.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We are actually reeling them in slowly. So he does take 3/10 out of us there, which is quite interesting. As he picks up that 3-second penalty, there we go, he's up to 6 seconds in penalties. So now the game is definitely on. If we can keep in that 6-second window. As he enters the pit, it's very, very strange, but we will take the race lead quite happily. I think he will now put on a new set of softs for the fastest lap. So have a little look what he changes on to. No, yeah, he is staying on the soft tyre. Just a new set going to be bolted on. Bit odd that he'd box at this point, I must admit. Obviously he is going to go fastest lap, that's not a surprise to see when he was obviously in the penalty range, and to be honest with the time he was losing, I don't know whether he might have just clipped his front wing. He did suddenly start dropping time, which was a bit odd. He'd been quite consistent. So what we're going to do is save up a little bit of energy. I think we'll push on lap 16 and on lap 18, just see if we can get a new fastest lap. See if we can battle against him for that, because we're at 10.2. I'm sure as hell we can get under that 10-second barrier. As long as we keep it clean, tidy and flowing, it doesn't really matter if we pick up 3
There's
second
3
penalty
laps
either.
of fuel remaining.
If we did pick up 3-second penalty, it's well, all it's really going to do is bump us down 3 seconds, we're 17 seconds clear. I can't see him lighting up the timing screens just yet. So the gap sits at 17.4. Every other car has been lapped at least once. There we go, a little bit of power up the hill. Get as tight in as we can. we can get on the back of these cars, get DRS up the last sector of the track as well, that would certainly help very, very much. We're going to fly around, see if we can just about get him. This is a lap car as well, so we haven't overly got to worry about him. Let's go personal best in the first sector. Not particularly great middle sector, sadly. Don't think it's going to be personal best or track best. No,
we're not going to be able to
there.
run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target.
Don't think
Drop
we're
down
within
to mix too soon.
Car in front either, so it won't be DRS.
This is your final lap of the race.
Does not quite get it for us. Yeah, so it is just seeing this car home. Final lap of the race, 21-second lead. Caldrogo has not been able to respond either. He's still dropping away, and we're not putting in fastest sectors. He's gone back in the pits again. He's taken more damage at a wild guess. It's going to give us about 45-second lead at the end of this Grand Prix if he does see it through. There's two cars ahead, both battling, and so we come round the second sector for the penultimate time. There we go, up last straight should bring us over the line in P1, if we can just secure it. There you go, and it's P1. Just got to check on penalties, obviously won't really affect it. It's too far off. People in the background, sorry, don't know when to shut up. Yep, there we go then. Just see the back end of the field coming through, riding on board our own car there, as everyone trains up behind. End of the race, it'll bring us all back round. Just got Harvard and Ellie to come over the line, there we go. And Pengy Jin getting driver of the race there, although not overly convinced he was. I'm not overly sure what's happened behind us, so I won't say anything bad against it. There we go, let's take podium and top step. There we are then, so pole converted into the win, even though we were a lap down, due to some very odd safety car. And the fastest lap there at 10.2, 0.3 quicker in the end than our closest rival there in P2. So next thing's next, see what's up next on the calendar. So first race out, didn't go exactly as planned. Austria was P7 or 8 in the end, I can't remember off the top of my head. And that was actually in the end down to the fact that we got hit twice. Once on the safety car, which gave me a 5-second penalty, although it wasn't even my fault. And then again, which dropped us down from the podium positions. There we are, confirmation that we are in P2. Don't know how we're in P2 on points. We are P2. Penguin, nearest competitor, P3 on 27.6 points behind. Just going to ready straight up. Singapore, one of my favourite tracks. Now this one will bring out a safety car realistically right towards the start. Will not overly surprise me. I do tend to get on quite well here in Singapore. So yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see when we get loaded up how everyone else gets on. Now I've not actually drove Singapore from TV pod either. There we go, let's have a look. So, get our setup on. Obviously soft tyres, then onto mediums again. Obviously one stop, 25%, no risk. Let's just get this set up on, there we go. And quite happy to go from there. Ten seconds to start a session, one shot qualifying for Singapore. Now this is first time in this view, so this really could be quite entertaining. It's not the easiest track in the world as it is. I normally do quite well here, but that has been in far chase. See how we get on in TV pod. Let's take the first couple of corners there quite nicely. Very, very slow there into the corner. Not ideal, certainly going to lose a few tenths. Realistically, I'll probably lose about a second over or in pace. Ideal at all. A little bit of a clip to the wall there, and late on the DRS as I'm focusing on trying to get back on track cleanly without causing any damage. Very nice to that section. Slight touch of the brakes we go through that section, but there we go through the tunnel. Well, it's going to be a clean lap. I'm not going to be my fastest in the world, but clean is all we need for the time being. We can work off the rest as we go into the session. There you go, yeah, someone good second and a half, 2 seconds ahead there, which is expected, to be honest. I'd expect to be sort of midfield probably. just get set. There we are. So it's not going to be an ideal starting position, and yeah, I've got to be very, very wary into the first couple of turns there. If you get clipped wrong, you will end up in the wall very, very quickly indeed. It's doable from P3. There we go. Very short life on the soft tyre here, but that is expected. To be honest, it doesn't overly faze me. There's just a long list of cars there behind. Ready for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. So biggest rival at the minute is not actually in the top couple of cars. There we go, and as we get away fairly well, got to watch the Williams on the inside there. Just try and buy our braking point. There we are, cleanly away, pip into P2, good start there. Head down the main straight now. This is going to be a core overtaking zone for the race. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go wide. He's going to go for the inside on this next corner. Just got to be a little bit cautious. There we go, just left him enough space to look now. Very slow cornering through this next section of the race. So we need to take it a little bit too deep there, but
okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
Can't see him trying to overtake here. That would be very stupid. Oh, just keeping out of the wall. He's looking for any chance to get past us on this first lap, so we'll just turn it up a little bit. Try and pull that gap out. It is the corners he seems to be quicker than us, but on the straights do seem to pull away, so try and use that to our advantage where we can.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive.
Car in front of pits, we will also box. He is pitting. So medium tyre will go to the end here already. So it is going to be a very quick in and out.
Release, release.
And there's an absolute pile up in the pit lane of action as that safety car comes out. Don't know quite what's happened. Still on 20 drivers as well. So it is a full grid still.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
It drops into P8. Some people are going to take track position, but obviously they might lose a little bit of time later on, so it does mean a little bit of overtaking got to be done on the track. They are going to have fresh tyres towards the end, but with the safety car it's not going to make a huge difference. It's got to be nice and gentle with these tyres now. Those guys in front on the soft are going to really have to put some quali laps together on the restart. To try and pull away to make up for the fact that we've all just taken a pit stop under safety car. It's going to gain us about 10 seconds, but obviously we do now have a little bit more traffic to contend with and a little bit more tyre degradation we might have to look at for the back end of the Grand Prix, as we've actually come out with our sister teammate behind us of the AlphaTauri. Must admit that for that start, getting into P2 was absolutely lovely. So we sit here behind Marley. We have got a couple of non-active runners there, Twist and the McLaren and the Ferrari, so they will actually be ghosted on the restart. So it's only Marley I've got to keep an eye on, and the car behind. Who's car behind? Ford Bidlek. I'll call him Ford Big for the race, and then obviously we've got Bigfoot behind that with 3-second penalty already for corner cutting. So we come round for a safety car through the last few corners as we go around again. I'd expect it to be in on the next lap round. Looking at the track map, people not too far behind. It is quite a long lap here as well, so catching up is not a major deal at all. Just watching the tyre wear there. It's at 1% after a lap under safety car, so that early pit stop is definitely the way to go. As we would have been pitting on lap 5 anyway, so you'd only be getting a hot lap now after the safety car restart. Before actually when you're due to box, you probably could have taken the tyres to lap 6 or 7 because of the safety car. Obviously not so much degradation, more safety car is out, but not ideal having to then serve a full pit stop when the track is green and back up to speed. If we did get a safety car again, I must admit I'd be slightly inclined to go for a bit of a dodge bullet and drop into the pits for soft tyres. We'll see how we get on. We have a whole host of cars in front that have got red X's next to them, which means they are not currently in their cars.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Make sure we don't get too close. You will get a 5-second penalty even if you just clip them on the under safety car, which is absolutely ridiculous, but that turn 1 heavy braking zone is down to who's worn their tyres up the best. Now a lot of the cars in front I haven't actually seen weave whatsoever.
Okay, clear.
There we go then, so back up to racing speed. Just got to watch into turn 1, see how this Ferrari reacts. Very well, by the looks of it. As we go a little bit deep there, just got to be a little bit mindful that we don't cause any damage to ourselves or to other cars. There we are. So now we're going to start getting past all these guys that are ghosted. So these guys obviously have dropped out of the race, whether it be through fault of their own or pausing, or just not liking this circuit and wanting to hold out for the next. But either way, we'll just get through the traffic. We'll put us up quite a few positions as well. I think it might even put us into the podium looking at the cars around. Didn't take any damage there, but not ideal. Gotta try and keep with that Ferrari now. Obviously he's now main.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta.
So, safety car back out again. So, this is now time for those in front have lost time. If they do pit now, whoever the leader is, he's going to drop back
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Put us into P2, P3, as we get a warning there. Try not to do that again. There we go. So also pit stop's going to go mental now. And the race leader's in. It's going to put us into P1, P2 for the restart. We're already on our race tyre. This is absolute great in terms of position for us. Looking at tyres as well, only on 7%, certainly ready to go to the end. So, as we were before in P678 or 789, Marley now takes the interval lead. I think this will be everyone has pit by this point, so I think it is now going to be a dash to the end. 10 laps at the moment, so safety car will probably stay out for 1 or 2 laps. So Marley from myself, from Ford Bid, from Lewin. It'll be a very, very interesting race now that it's all bunched back up. See, there are a few penalties in there. Marley in front actually has a 3-second penalty. We've had 2 warnings. Ford Bid, I don't know if he's had any warnings yet. Lewin, exactly the same, don't know if he's had any warnings. See, they don't know that I've had warnings either. We've also then got someone who I can't pronounce, I do apologise. Orber, I'm going to say, just for the front part of it. Orber down in P5 in a McLaren, he's got a 3-second penalty as well. Just show me those every now and again, where it's safe to do so. Obviously, on the restart we're going to want to take that position pretty quick and draw out a bit of distance between us and the cars behind. If there was another safety car now towards the back end, I highly doubt it, but I would be very much inclined to going into this for the soft tyre. So, safety car I'd expect to be in on this next lap that we're on now. What will that give us? That'll give us 8 laps of racing to contend. As we think that the safety car is going to be in, we'll start slowly warming tyres up just a little bit for the time being. I'll wait towards the middle and last sector, otherwise you'll end up burning your tyres out. Not ideal, putting extra wear on them, especially when you're in this battle for the win on the street of Singapore under the original night circuit of Formula 1. Personally, my only liked street circuit. I actually don't just like it, I absolutely love the circuit. I think it's absolutely brilliant, personally. Unlike Monaco and Baku. I actually really enjoy the circuit. I'm just not very good at driving it on the game, although it's amazing to watch. I do think it's very DRS dependent though, especially in that last sector. Safety car's in, it will bleep up now, I would have thought. So we head down this straight. Yep,
safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
See what Marley's restart's like. But we'll be lining them up for early pass into turn 1. Do exactly the same as what we did off the start, from P3 to P2. Not going to weave under the tunnel. That would be a mistake. Now the question is, when's he going to go? When's he going to bolt? He's leaving it pretty late. Is he going to bolt off the last corner? He is. He's gone. There we go.
Green flag. You've been awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
Go corner cut in, flashed up. We have just been done for that incident. I didn't think it was a corner cut personally, but yeah, we'll get in the slipstream as we go down the long straight. A little bit of ERS as well to move us along. Don't know what's going on behind, a little bit of fighting there between the McLaren and the AlphaTauri. So you can't quite get happy on these tyres right now. Another warning there, that was definitely my fault. See the Ferrari just pulling away ever so slightly. After the end of that first lap, he's got out of DRS range, so
we're leading our teammate by 6.1 seconds.
DRS still not enabled, so safe.
Okay, clear.
Far behind anyway. To be honest, he's going to be probably the one getting attacked. Looking at the timing screen. There we are. Alright, try and keep in the slipstream down these straights, just see if we can just capitalise on. Good start, keep these guys well and truly behind. Obviously, Ford bid behind us has not got a penalty as of yet, so we do need to be 3 seconds clear as it stands. But likelihood is I'd expect everyone to pretty much pick up a penalty. We are at the halfway stage of this Singapore race, so plenty of time to go. There's also more time for us to pick up penalties, so just want to make sure there is a bit of a gap there just in case as well. Whether we pick one up, he picks one up, we do want to be safe for this P2, if not P1 if we can challenge. So a little bit about buying time, so you see the car in front starting to struggle a little bit through certain sections of the cornering, but he is absolutely rapid on pace in the straights. Set another fastest
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
DRS enabled. I think that fight behind us is going to light up now. I do think the McLaren will get past the AlphaTauri pretty quick. Go. Right, so what we're looking 2.5 seconds to the car in front, which is the race leader at the moment, Marley Spencer. We're in P2, both of us sat on 3-second penalties as well, so that won't come into effect unless either of us does pick up another penalty. If he did, he would need to clear that 3-second margin. Car behind me, Forbid, has not got a penalty, is 3 seconds behind at the moment, so we do need to keep clear of that. If he does not pick a penalty, that will come into contention. He could pip us if he can get back in, but he's dropped another 4 tenths there. Seems to be dropping time through the last sector especially. McLaren following Forbid is within the 1 second window, so he's going to have DRS on those particular straights. So it could be a battle behind as well. I do think that will be slowing the AlphaTauri down from his battle with us. with 6 laps remaining, including the lap that we are now on. Advantage we've also got fuel-wise was managed through the safety cars. It does mean we'll be able to run Rich pretty much to the end of the race. Now I'm not sure obviously on the car in front, but that gap at 2.2, he is pulling away ever so slightly, but if we can just keep him in that nice operating window, if he does then pick up that last minute penalty, could be all to play for the win. I would like to do it on track rather than bank on a penalty, but a win is a win. First time doing TV pod view on this particular circuit, and do feel pretty comfortable now with it. See, the McLaren has got past the AlphaTauri behind us. He has got more penalties than us as well, so it's not really a threat at all. He'd actually have to pass and get 3 seconds up the road. Would like to see the car in front gain a penalty, so we're sat in that 2-second mark. See if there is anything that we can do. Put a little bit of pressure on. This Forbid drops another place there to the Williams, now gone up into P4. Again, he's got 9 seconds of penalties. After a very, very strong start for Forbid, and obviously through the strategy wise, he's obviously done it very well. Pit under the first safety car, and then we've all been able to set out after the second safety car, which has definitely helped a little bit, but only back in the order that we did start the race. Yeah, a bit unlucky for him.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Lap 12, 4 laps to go, and that gap in front is actually starting to come down a little bit now.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
To the fact we might just be able to creep into DRS range for this next straight. If we can get in this DRS range, the race is definitely on for the end. There we are, DRS open. ERS is pretty low, but we have got rich fuel consumption as well. So he has a very, very good exit onto that straight, keeping ahead of us there. Expect him to keep ahead, but not by quite such a margin. See, he's just struggling through the corners. Go line him up again. So we could just
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Could see him make an error and get that extra penalty, which would be absolutely brilliant for us. Obviously can't bank on that, so we are going to try and get this pass done on the tracks. We sit quite nicely in his DRS zone. He did lose a lot of time on that lap, so it might just be have a bad lap. As we pick up a warning, not ideal. Definitely don't want to be picking up a penalty at this stage of the race. We have had 2 warnings, can't get another. good exit off the first chicane. This time we're a little bit closer. I think he's draining all his ERS energy out. He's not got much left to fight with at the end of this race. And that
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Not only do we need to get past, we need to get 3 seconds up the road. The likelihood of that is pretty damn slim at this point, which is a shame. Only other thing is if he can pick a penalty up as well.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
This is it, last attempt, last lap. Coming up.
This is your final lap, final lap of the race.
To get him on track, even though we have got more penalties, we'll probably lose.
Gap to teammate behind is 31.1 seconds.
Nice to get the overtake done on track. Using everything we've got left. Straight, which is not much. No, that is it. It is a case of bringing the car home then. It is going to be P2. Very well played by Marley Spencer in front there. Obviously never raced with any of these guys before, but it's very fair, very firm. Places the car very, very well. Can't see him making a mistake now. He's been very solid through this race. Certainly won't pick up 2 penalties. So we come round the last couple of corners. He knows he's just got to keep it clean.
Caution, caution.
There we go. And across the line we go. That is P2. solid work from Marley. Honestly, I'm very, very happy to take a P2 with him. That was very good racing. Quite enjoyed that. A little chase down, and sadly couldn't quite get past done. So it dropped us. It would have been half a second behind, but add an extra 3 seconds worth of penalties. Dropped us to 3.5 back. Third place to McLaren. He's 9 seconds up. Can he be jumped on penalty points? No, I don't think he can. Wow, there's a lot of very, very close racing back down there. Field there. So 0.007, a 0.005. Wow, that must be insanely close through those last few sectors. Absolutely mad. Where are we? Just waiting for these last couple to come across the line. They are... whereabouts are we in the track? In fact, they've got quite a little way to go to complete the lap still. Let's ride on board to come through tunnel. Let's clean through and on through tunnel, and just one more back from a max pult, running at the back of the grid. Last one here to come over the line. There we are. That is race, set, match completed. There we are, just confirmation there. Did do better than our grid slot. Marley obviously got some good pace in there, so yeah, fair play. Fastest lap to P13. Now he is outside the top 10, so he won't actually get a point for it either. So it'll be interesting to see what the standings look like now. Okay, just waiting for it to load up. That takes us to P1, 51 points. A few people have been asking for regular, so we'll give them that. Ready up. So we've got Bahrain, Britain, Mexico, and Abu Dhabi. So 3 down, 4 to go. Honestly, I can't see making it through all 4, if I'm completely honest. Bahrain, and I think personally I'm going to end it on Britain. Especially since I am the host, I'm actually going to get rid of those 2 tracks. There. We've got 21 drivers at the minute, which is quite entertaining, seems though you can only have 20, there's only 20 cars, so going to take a wild presumption that all cars are filled. Yes, they are. So 21 people in the lobby, 1 person there sat hoping that there's a last minute. And we have a spectator as well, very nice to see. got what, 9 readied up. We just need a few more people just to ready up, and then the session timer will start to count down. 30-second warning. There we go, keep getting messages off people on here. That was quite nice. Just waiting on Max Port there to load in. Bahrain, always a little bit of a undulating circuit, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's not one of my favourites. I do find it a little bit boring, but there are a few good technical aspects to it. Obviously, we did have winter practice there this season. Just trying to look for my setup. There it is. It's a bit different from the standard at Catalonia. As we just wait for the sessions countdown for qualifying. There we go then. It's one of the easier tracks, although it can be very good for overtaking here at Bahrain. Yes, some of it is down to DRS, but also just managing your line is probably the biggest thing. It's very easy to lose time just exiting that corner there. Turns 1, 2, 3. Bad exit. This straight, you'll concede a few tenths. Same here. If you don't quite get these S's right, you can just about get away with it. It's not really a pass in place on the track. But again, every time you go around a corner here at Bahrain, you need to optimise your exit. And then you're braking down into this hard left-hander onto the back straight where there is another DRS zone. There we are. Second of 3 DRS zones here. So you've got one between turn in sector 1, between turns 3 and 4. One down the back straight as we've just seen, and then you've got one on the start-finish straight as well. Meaning this back straight here is no DRS at all. It is just down to pure pace of car if you can get a pass done into the final corner, but you might be mobilising yourself to get attacked under DRS for the start finish straight. There we go. It wasn't the cleanest lap ever. I'm way off the pace there, to be honest. Was not a good lap at all, but is what it is, and make it back up in the race. Where are we? We are, I guess we're way down. I'd say Marley might be up for contention. I was 6, but I do think I was about 2 seconds off the pace there. I really do. Not good on the one lap pace though. I never have been. 1.6 off. Teammate in second there. Where's the Ferrari? Marley there, sat in P3, so definitely gonna aim to be up with him. Fordbin and Orb, both in the last race, both just in front of us as well. Bigfoot behind. Yeah, it could be quite a good little race this. Looking at those around us. 25% again. Penultimate race of this 5-race series I've built, with just Silverstone to race after this one. Just wait for the game to load us in. There we go then. So you see the official logos come up on the grid. We've got plenty of cars there in front. It's looking for soft to medium strategy, 6 laps and then 8 laps on the mediums. There's a whole host of cars behind, as we did have a full session lobby. I've got 5 in front as well. Going to keep pretty busy at the start. Turn 1 can be an absolute massacre here at Bahrain. So we'll simply try and keep it clean. 5 laps up, lights out. And what a start, and oh dear, I don't know what happened there on the start, but well, someone just did not move. As we watch all the chaos behind, so we'll just go a little bit deep, try and avoid any contact. And try and get a little bit of a gap now so we can see what's going on ahead of these next few corners. I'll just back out of that battle there. It's not the battle we're watching, and just got to be careful of the AlphaTauri coming up behind us. Ooh, as he locks up into the... That is not a corner you want to be locking up into.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalise on that first lap.
McLaren giving us very fair space there. I don't know if you thought I was going to jump down the inside. I was... Honestly, I was lining it up, but not really a place you want to be overtaking on this track. So he locks up again, try and get a better exit than him. Get into the slipstream as well. So he's send one down the inside. He's going to look for the cutback here. Can't actually pull across the racing line, which is a little bit annoying.
Okay, clear.
And yet again he's going to go, oh, a little bit wheel to wheel there, very fair though. And let him go on this occasion. Does keep locking up those tyres though, it's not going to be helping this race. Not a place to overtake, so we'll just give a little bit, not wanting to give, but sometimes in racing you do need to give things that you can't always help. He knows he's going to be following me in here. Oh, as we go way, way, way deep. That was not planned. So we've got Marley in front actually. That's nice to see him back in front again. He's going to know what we're made of after a couple of moments ago in Singapore, obviously chasing him down and not quite being able to get the pass done, but Singapore is a very difficult circuit to pass on at the best of times now. Bahrain, however, has a lot more opportunities, so it'll be quite interesting to see what we can do. Go fast lap there, and fast lap. Marley going to do fast lap now.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
There we go, DRS is back online. So we did personal best first and second sectors in there. We actually went purple in sector 3. We'll try and just close that gap up to Marley. 1.7 seconds. I would like to get in that DRS zone pretty quick, to be honest. this one is not a personal favourite for Marley, as we've closed down a second in 2 sectors. Let's be honest, he might be leaving himself a little bit vulnerable here. For the back straight, I wouldn't go for an overtake there anyway, because he would just get us back on DRS. But certainly looking to stay in that zone, take the DRS, and make the pass up into turn 1. DRS extremely powerful here, probably more so than anywhere else actually.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Overtake. You would have seen that coming all the way along. So we go a little bit deep. I think he's actually got the DRS now. So we'll slip into a slipstream. Ooh, that was a little bit close. But well played, he kept his cool. We just took the opposing line, kept it in the track limits just about. He's going to know I'm going to want that position after the last race we had. No, that is completely my fault. A little bit late on the brake. That is...
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Definitely going to be... front wing change required. Make sure we don't get blocked in for the pit lane here. Oh, as a McLaren comes in as well. Race of the pit release.
Exit now.
There we go, so leaving just as we entered as well. Both gone to the medium tyres. Race to the end here, we are down in P15, P16 now. The majority of the grid have got to stop still.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So straight into the DRS train. As Orb goes and locks up. He's already locked up those medium tyres. He's going to kill him pretty quick if he keeps doing that. We'll just try and warm ours up. 6 seconds in front of Max Port down in P17 in the Williams. Roughly where you'd expect Williams to be driving. Not where you'd expect Red Bull. Obviously pit stops to be made still. Who we've got in front? Orb, half a second. Obviously we're in his DRS zone, as you can see. We're trying to reel him in. Up ahead of that, 7.2 seconds behind the back run of the 2 Mercedes. And obviously through pit stops we would...
Caution, caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Back off a little bit, save a little bit of fuel. Not ideal for anyone pitting now because they're all going to jump me. So it's ideal for them, not ideal for me. Try and stick as close to that delta as we can. Let's say I want to stay in front of him.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
That should have been my position, but held up. What the? That's a brake test. So that's what you call brake testing. It's not allowed in Formula 1 ever. It's just pure
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy.
does mean we're going to pretty much be doing a first challenge here, because we are going to have to box again. And it does also mean he's going to get kicked from the end of the session. So at the end of the session I will be kicking him, because that is just not acceptable. It is simple as that. It's just completely knackered our race. I'll be happy to get back in the points, to be completely honest. We will be pretty quick on these soft tyres, but
go now.
Yeah, running down at the back of the field. Definitely one of the quickest drivers out there, that's without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm sure none of them would argue that. However, after that idiot brake testing us, that's just completely ruined the race, to be honest, for me. So he will be kicked, he will be removed from the session after this, and he will not participate in the finale at Silverstone. Only advantage I've got now is the fact I've got faster tyres, but P17 to try and get all the way up to the points is a long, hefty way, so.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
Well, we've got 2.3 to the car in front, so we'll just keep one car at a time and see how we get on. This is now a challenge where sadly I can't get further than certain ranks. I'll run out of laps, but yeah, really not impressed. All those cars coming out of the pit now should be behind us because of my first pit stop and the way it was done, so very annoyed indeed. So we come up behind the Mercedes. I'm not going to go for it here, it's just going to back off a little bit. Oh. I think he's going to put it sideways down the corner as well. He's going to get the traction down. God, he's slow in these S's. Oh! See, he loses it. That was a wheel to wheel, that. Oh mate, move out of the way, because another from you have not got the pace to defend this. I would like that was definitely my line, so goodbye.
Gap to car in front is 3.3 seconds. Our gap behind is 1.6 seconds.
So we'll try and close him down next. So we go on the hunt for points, but I don't think it's going to be possible looking at the distances to cars in front. There are people pitting. It's just the one in the pits for the time being. That's one free place pretty much, but no consolation really. That whole gaggle of cars up ahead I wouldn't mind getting me all into, but I don't think we can make it in terms of lap time. They are 9 seconds up the road. But before that, we've got Daniel in front to deal with in the Haas. Right, you go that way. Heavy defence, but fair play to him, getting out of the way, knowing that he couldn't contend that particular position. .6, that big gaggle of cars ahead. Now that would actually take us into the points if we could clear those cars. So that is the target. 5 seconds up the road. They are all battling as well, which is going to cause them a little bit more time to me. There's not much more I can give in terms of pace. ERS.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Fuel is going to be quite marginal. I'll probably do one more hot lap, which I would like to do sooner than later. So I might start to ramp it up a little bit. Just close this gap down. That gap is really coming down to these guys now in this whole gaggle of cars. 2.5 seconds, that time has halved in a lap. We've got one non-runner there, that's why, that's going to help. So we'll drive straight through, quite literally. These guys aren't racing, we will try and find after this and kick them from the lobby as well.
Brilliant. Nice move. We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
7.3 to the car in front. This is a lap car we're coming up on. Don't know if we're quite going to get up to max in this race.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.0 seconds.
Although we are closing down pretty quick, we are going to have to go into a leaner mode of fuel. So we'll also pick up DRS down here as well. There we go. There's only a
gap to teammate ahead is 25.2 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
To be honest, from a 2-stop strategy, that wasn't a strategy, but it was once we'd had, obviously, that madman, whoever he was, that was about to get kicked at the end of the session, brake test us, and we would have been up in the podium positions, realistically, which is a little bit annoying. But to be back in P8 and might just challenge P7 at the end of this. There we go. I can see Max just in the distance in the Williams, 3.9 ahead. Big question to whether we can or cannot get him now. We are on used soft tyres, very heavily used soft tyres now. They have been on since lap 6, so 6 laps, 7, this 7th complete lap that they've been bolted on for. They don't normally go 8 or 9 laps anyway, so they are going to be going to the maximum. .7, we're not really closing that gap down enough. Taking a second out, yeah, 2 laps to go including the one we've just started. So this lap plus 1, I don't think we're going to get close enough. See if we can really push to close this gap through the winding corners. In fact, we say that we can considerably reduce that gap in the corners. So we go a little bit deep, that's not going to help our campaign. 1.7. Going to really throw it around this track now to try and get this into the 1 second margin before the start finish straight. Anything we've got to try and get in that 1 second delta, I think we're going to just about do it. We are in it, I'm sure, for that DRS detection point. 1 lap to go. And anything we've got left is
this
now
is your
going.
final lap of the race.
He knows he's going to be vulnerable.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
And that was a little bit naughty, that's called pushing someone off the racing line. How we managed to bring that back, I really don't know. P7, won't get P6 annoyingly. But you know what? Considering, I'm not too fussed by that one. P7 across the line. People went into pits at the end of the race, not quite sure why. A little bit odd. So Madman, who caused us the accident earlier and brake tested me, will be kicked. Dayu will be kicked. XX Latus will be kicked. They're all inactive in that session. I think that's the driver of the day for that good comeback drive. Marley up on the podium, took P3. Oh, we were not far off that fastest lap at all when we were pushing either. 10th and a half. play to those guys on the podium. So, one final race to come. Home race of Silverstone. Absolute brilliant track. Absolutely love it. And yeah, you know what? Bring it on. So I'm just going to find those couple of people that have caused issues on that last race. So one of them gone. In fact, I think they've all now gone out of the session, the ones that were causing issues on that occasion. So we're still in the lead in terms of standings. Marley there. Now I'm not sure who's in P2. Doesn't actually show, so they've obviously left the session. So 57. If Marley was to win, where would we need to be? We would need to be P6, no lower than P6. So top 6 is required to hold the win at the end of this. Okay, let's get our setup on here for the one and only Silverstone. We are ready for our lap as soon as it comes on. Not actually raced Silverstone for a little while. I think last time out in a Silverstone race, ended up getting hit with a qualifying ban for the next race. Had an absolutely dreadful race. So in terms of pace, my pace around Silverstone is not fantastic at all. So I wouldn't be surprised to see me outside the top 10 potentially for qualifying. There's a lift there, don't like lifting there. Fastest last sector. Didn't feel very fast. But maybe it was. Let's have a little look. P3. Only 4/10 off. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. I didn't think I'd be as close as that. Where's Marley? Marley disqualified. Oh dear. So some of the guys we've had close battles with, not quite in the running here at Silverstone as it stands. Let's have a look at that table then. So, how are the guys? Where are they? He's pretty quick there near the Red Bull. Keep an eye on him. Orb, Ford, Spid, Marley, all down towards the bottom. Marley actually got disqualified there. These guys must have just had a bad run. There we are, simple strategy. Soft mediums again. One stop, 25%. 13 was that 13 laps? 13 laps, yep. So we get ready. Obviously, the front is in sight. We are going to have a battle from behind, I can be assured of that. Is Al skipping? Yeah, he's in the other Red Bull. That's the one I really want to watch out for behind at the minute. And 5 lights, lights out, away we go. The final time until our league race this evening. Try and keep it clean there. There's definitely something not
Safety
so clean
car
behind.
deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
So safety car deployed, safety car is out. Our skipper obviously wanting the run there. Not sure what happened behind, but there's 5-second penalties galore going on. So it does mean myself and the McLaren got some plain sailing at the minute. Although the McLaren was speeding under the safety car delta. These guys are not having a good race. This is lining it up very, very nicely, potentially for a win here, before we've even got going really. Reason has got 15 seconds in penalties already. He will get 5 seconds of them taken off during his pit stop. Five seconds for the car in front, 5 seconds for a skipper, 10 seconds for the Mercedes in P3. We haven't even caught the safety car up yet. So a lot of guys there boxing already. personally find it a little bit too early to box, even though it is a safety car. These soft tyres will be absolutely rapid on the restart, and the likelihood is there might be another safety car yet to come. King car behind. He's an absolute moron. If we were doing another one, I'd be kicking him, but there's no point. Just causes 5 seconds of damage for doing nothing wrong. Because he doesn't know how to follow on the safety car.
Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember that we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car.
This car behind really needs to learn what he's doing on the safety
Okay,
car.
let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
He's now causing damage behind as well.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy that. VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down, maintain a positive delta. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So I could really do with a safety car right about now. Or a VSC even would... Actually a VSC would be absolutely perfect. Just looking around, got a 5-second penalty and got to change tyres. Otherwise we're going to lose quite a bit of time on the track. Keep picking up DRS, but I think it's going to be a case, if my teammate boxes, we will box. If he does not, we'll get in the box, get in and out as quickly as possible.
Go, go, go.
get a whole host of cars now starting to come in behind us, trying to see where we're going to come out. Traffic wise, we've got a clear track, make the most of these tyres.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
At the minute, but there are definitely pit stops ahead to be made. So we're going to look to light up the timing screens on the next lap. We'll just have a good lap now. Teammate will definitely be in at the end of this lap as well, so we definitely want to push, see if we can make the jump. Is that a Ferrari ahead, 8 seconds ahead? We'll be hunting him down as well. I think he would have put under the first safety car, like a lot of people. Does mean they're a little bit vulnerable now on tyre wear though. There we go, teammate in the pits. He will also be switching tyres. He's going to know that we're a threat still. He also had a penalty to take. So we see some fast laps being put in. Not sure what the fastest lap is, but purple last sector, so I think we might have a look punted it, or why not. As we do jump our teammate in the end, I'm guessing he might have had a front wing change as well, and he's still got a 5-second penalty looming. So yes, he might come up quick, but all we've got to do is stay within 5 seconds of him if he does get past. The likelihood of him getting past is actually quite slim at the minute, so we're driving pretty solidly, although we have got this Ferrari in front. We are going for a fastest lap. Let's hope he doesn't hold us up in the S's. Should be able to clear him on Hanger Straight pretty easily with the pace advantage we seem to have, as long as we get this exit right. There we go. A little bit of slipstream down, purple first sector, personal best in the middle sector. So I'll back out of that one. That is not leaving room. We were alongside, so we're a bit annoyed about that.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Doesn't go fast as a lap, probably because of that as well, which is really, really annoying.
We're leading our teammate by 6.7 seconds.
Mate, you've got to leave room, for God's sake. All over the bloody track. Yeah, that'll do it. It's got a brake test. He's just damaged himself. Idiot. So, try to ruin my race.
Okay, clear.
Needs to learn how to leave room, especially on corners when there's another car with their nose in.
Our gap to the car in front is 12.9 seconds.
So we've got our Red Bull teammate coming up behind pretty strongly. He's going to want to make a pass on track, but we can hold him off until at least the last lap. We are now carrying front wing damage. As we see a McLaren going to pits there behind. Could do with some of these guys in front pitting again or have an instance. Just starting to struggle a little bit with the cornering with the front wing damage we've picked up as well. There's the front wing damage, it's the left hand side. And on a predominantly right hand corner track, that it makes it extremely difficult to corner. Also means having to lift off through Magnussen Beckett's a lot more than I normally would. It means I can't go for the fastest lap as well, which is really annoying. Now I did say at the start of the race I need to be P6 to win, regardless of where Marley finishes. Marley being the next contender. Now I don't know where Marley is on track at the minute. Don't think he's leading as far as I'm aware.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Trying to look around the track map, there is a Ferrari in sector 2. There's also a Ferrari in I think it's just the one in sector 2 actually. If that is the case, it won't affect me. So Mercedes behind goes fastest, and teammate just about in the rearview mirror now. 2.6.
The gap to the car ahead is 11.6 seconds.
Threat now, really. In terms of penalties, even if he did catch me, unless I have a complete off, he will not surpass. Get past and get that 5-second gap. To be honest, the closing rate, he'll be lucky to catch me by the end of the race. I'm 1.5 behind. He's definitely closing that gap down. He's going to want to do it on the track, even though he knows that he's going to lose it on penalty points. But 6th and 7th looking to be for the Bulls. Not a bad position. I mean, they've had better.
This is your final lap of the race.
And the final lap, he is just within that DRS zone as well. Will he be as we get to the detection point? Don't think he will. We won't overfight this. Then we're going to get that place back. Has he got DRS? Yeah, he's got DRS, definitely. Looking at those closing speeds. He also looks like he's got a full front wing, unlike ourselves. And that's about as far out as you can go, track limit wise, for that corner without clipping the gravel, and that would certainly cost me the race.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Alright, that was just a bit naughty, to be fair, by El Scapa there. Trying to cause an issue. He knows he's going to lose the place anyway. So we come over the line. There we go, he loses his place, which he fully deserves to lose it after that last little manoeuvre he tried pulling off there, to be completely honest. Let's have a look. Where did people finish? Rayzan got disqualified. Brilliant. Good, just so I expected. Marley got disqualified. Oh dear. What a shame, he was the main contender. There we go then. So the last few just come over the line, we just wait for them to finish off their races. It is 2 racing points and one of the Ferraris. Guess my OG sniper was a bit... Just be careful, some of these guys really do need to work out how to race. But it's what you get in a unranked lobby. Now if I'm not mistaken, regardless of that, after 5 25% races. We've had 3 podiums, one of which was a win. The other 2 second places. 2 pole positions. And I do think that means we top the drivers' standings, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, let's have a look at the standings. There we are. Yep, we do top it. 65 points, actually 23 clear there. Yeah, very happy with that. So that's 5 standings. Nowhere near the fastest lap in the end there. Obviously did get caught up in a bit of traffic when I was trying to make the fast lap with the Ferrari. But it is what it is. Anyone who's been watching, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, have a little look. And VRL Racing League, Valient Racing League, racing this evening at 8 PM in the UK. Trying to remember where we're actually racing. It's that long since I've had a look. I can't honestly remember. But yeah, racing this evening, 8 o'clock UK time. And hope to have a better race from there. Let's have a little look. Monday night racing, here we go. Abu Dhabi. Where we'll be sat in the Williams this evening.